Hey, you guys, welcome to this episode of The Rachel Cruze Show. And today I'm going to be looking at one of your budgets. So far I've done this with two other budgets where I explain step by step what I would do in these real life situations with these real life incomes. And so I'll put a link to those two other budgets that I've done, links to the videos down below, so make sure to check those out. But today I'm going to be going over one of your monthly budgets that's around $3,600 a month. And you guys on YouTube specifically were asking for this. So I thought, yeah, let's do it. But before we get into the budget, I wanted to tell you really quickly about a game that I have been loving. Tellustrations. Okay, you guys, it is so easy to learn and it is so much fun. If you've never heard of it before, it's basically like the game of telephone, but instead of using just words, you use words and sketches. And if you're not a great artist like me, honestly, it makes it more fun. You should see some of my drawings. They were terrible, but that makes it fantastic. So if you're interested in making lasting memories for less than $20, go buy Tellustrations at Walmart or wherever you buy gifts. You will not regret it. All right, so let's take a look at this $3,500 monthly budget. So again, in real time, this person is sending their numbers and just looking overall. So they have their main income, which is about $3,100 a month. They have 3 different side hustles, which is very impressive. $200, $100, and $100 coming in with a total of $3,570. So going down there, giving 10% of their money, which I always recommend people doing, which is just fantastic. They don't have any money planned for their emergency fund savings, so I'm going to assume that their emergency fund of $1,000 is completed and anything else they have coming in is going towards their debt. So that's what I'm going to assume. They have a sinking fund to replace their car. They have a dental surgery that has $800 in it. Coming up, rents for $820. The convenience fee of $35, electric, gas, car repair buffer, groceries, restaurants, healthcare, clothing rental, spending money, miscellaneous. And then here are their student loans. They have 4 different student loans, it looks like. So a $3,000, a $10,000, a $10,000, and a $15,000. They have plans to pay this amount for this month, which is probably their minimum payment, which is great. And so far, yeah, their budget technically is an every dollar budget right now. Okay, so always the goal when you are on baby step 2 is you're gonna put as much money as possible towards paying off debt. And we talk about, you guys, scorched earth, like you're doing nothing but putting money towards this. So what I would do in this situation is, again, I would go back through and say, okay, where can I up my income and where can I decrease some expenses? So again, this isn't gonna be forever, but for this one, the clothing rental, I'm gonna assume that's just like a luxury. So I would say, yeah, you're not gonna be spending any money on clothes. So let's just pretend that you don't buy anything new clothing-wise for 4 months, okay? That's $400 extra going towards debt. So for this, I'm gonna go ahead and just put 0, which gives us $100 left. And then, I mean, restaurants, you guys, I understand that we talk about this a lot, but it's so easy to say, well, I need to have, some breathing room here and there. But when you have an income like this with that same amount of debt, it's basically the same amount of income to debt, there has to be major sacrifice at some place. So I personally would say, no, I'm gonna be eating at home 4 months at a time. It's not gonna be forever, but for this, that's what I'm gonna choose to do. So I would lower that, which means in that case, I would probably bump this up to $300 for groceries, because if you're not gonna be eating out some of those meals, it's gonna be going to groceries, but there's ways to eat really inexpensively. And if this is for one person, which I'm assuming it is, we're gonna just say that, yeah, for this situation, that's what they're gonna spend. The only question I would have is for the dental surgery. Eventually, that's gonna be paid. And if they have dental insurance, obviously that's gonna help, but the dental surgery will not be there forever. So they're saving up for it, but maybe in the next 3 months, this line item will go to 0, which is gonna be very helpful because they would have had the surgery and they would be done. So again, we're gonna pretend we can do a budget. We'll do a mock budget for this month specifically. And then I think we do one, you guys, again, in 3 months. And let's just pretend that the surgery is done, because that's going to show a lot of traction. So for July, this is what I would do. And then again, because of the income, I would find a way to pick one of these side hustles where I could work more. Because even if you're working, a full day on Saturday and then even going and working a full day on Sunday even, or for 5 hours on Sunday, it's like every moment that you have to go into work and to make this income for this season of life, the more traction you're gonna see. So again, this is a lot of sacrifice for this specific budget, but because of the numbers, that's the reality of, to see any kind of movement, there has to be that sacrifice. So unless their main income, their main job, their main salary, unless that's gonna be increased at some point, whether taking a different job or getting a raise, these side hustles is the best bet. So just for the fun of it, I'm like, yeah, let's just say, you add some more hours either at evenings or on the weekend. And I'm gonna just play around with the numbers, but let's just say you can bump it up like another $150 in that. So that would be $250 there. So that's $300 that we have left, which this feels like, that feels like a lot, which is great. It's a really tight month and I understand it, but we want to get these student loans knocked out as soon as possible, especially this $3,000 one, because that's going to free up an extra $50 a month once it's paid off. So in this case, they'll have $350 to go towards their student loan. But at that rate, it's going to take them, again, close to 10 months, 9 months to pay that off, where I want it even faster. So that's why, for the fun of it, if you go up and look at the dental and that's at zero, then that's an additional $800, you guys, which is just phenomenal to add. So again, if we say, yeah, we're gonna add it there, then that's gonna be that much, which means you can get that paid off in 3 months versus 9 months. So it's amazing how a few hundred extra dollars moves the needle a lot with paying off this debt. And then the exciting thing is too, let's just say that this is paid off. So let's just trash this for the fun of it and say, yeah, in 3 months, once that's completely paid off, then you're gonna look to see, okay, you have all of that left to budget. So you have that again, all of that money is gonna be pushed towards that $10,000. And then again, hopefully wherever it's picking up extra, it's gonna be put towards the debt snowball. So with an income like this, with the debt amount, you guys, again, the shovel, we always say, versus the hole, it makes a difference. And so how much income you have coming in is really important, and where you can cut. But I give kudos to whoever submitted this, because they really have cut back a lot. I would even just cut back a little bit more, because it's every dollar matters. Jade Warshaw, one of our Ramsey personalities, her and I were talking about this on air on the Ramsey Show. Her and her husband, Sam, were paying off over 6 figures of debt, like $600,000, over $500,000, you guys, in debt. And they were at the grocery store, and he added something in the cart, and it was just like $6. And she was like, that's not on the list. That's not on the list. And he's like, Jade, it's not a big deal. And she's like, no, but it is. Like, that $6, it's everything. We're so close, because any dollar going towards this gets us that step closer, which again, for some people, I know that sounds so extreme and so crazy, but there's a level of that kind of sacrifice that you're like, okay, if I do this for a short amount of time, that means after all this is gone, all this debt, and for this person, let's just have fun and say, okay, let's pretend they paid off all their debt, which will take them a few years. But once it's done, and then in a few years, hopefully they've gotten a raise at their job, like their income will continue to grow. That means they have close to $1,500 right now left over. And again, with some raises and other things, it could be more than that per month to do stuff with. So it just shows the power of when you free up your income from debt payments, how much more you have to use for your life. So again, I really applaud this person's budget, because they've really done the work. They have a lot of side hustles. They're working hard, and they've made a lot of sacrifices on their expense side. So again, sometimes this is the situation and it's a longer road for others. But if I were this person, this is what I would do with my budget. Again, it's short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. All right, thank you guys so much for offering up your monthly budgets for me to work on. And if you guys have a budget that you want me to look at, make sure to DM me on Instagram, and my team and I can reach out to you for more information about future episodes. And remember, there's never any shame around money. So it takes a lot of courage for someone to peek inside your budget. So again, thank you to the person who submitted this. And if you're interested about budgeting, make sure to check out EveryDollar. This is our budgeting app. It is 100% free to download, so I will put a link in the description so that you can check it out. And also, if you're curious about the course that I mentioned, Financial Peace University, you can go to RamseySolutions.com to learn more, and I will put a link in the description as well. FPU, it has helped tens of thousands of people change their financial futures, so I promise you will not regret it. Make sure to send this video to a friend who might feel reluctant when it comes to budgeting. And for you guys, remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.